Yep, you see that big sucker right there? We're live here at Prairie. We're hanging out here with our peoples here from Prairie, an interactive historic park. If you have not been out here, why haven't you? First of all, this is an amazing event because we're going to be riding up in the balloon here just a little bit, setting the Rio record. And my man who's actually the pilot, which is now my best friend, BJ. How you doing, BJ?
I'm doing great. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is an amazing balloon. I mean, how long have you been doing this, and what made you become a pilot?
Well, this particular balloon here at Prairie, I've actually started flying just a little over a year ago. Back in June last year, in 2009, we opened up the balloon experience for guests. But I've actually been flying hot air balloons since the time I was 14, so I'm coming up on 10 years now flying balloons. That's
amazing. That's amazing. So you just had a fascination with balloons, or is it just flying in general?
Flying in general, yes, but in balloons as well. I originally moved here from New York, and we have a big festival back there every year. And from the time I was being pushed around in a stroller, I thought balloons were fascinating. So when I was 14, I got my student pilot's license, and then from there, the rest is history.
Yeah, I tell you what, that's what it's all about here too, history. And you need to be a part of this history. If you've never seen the balloon, or if you've never had a chance to ride in one, this is your opportunity to come out here to Prairie, check it out for yourself. We're going to go ride up ourselves. Are you ready to give us a good tour of this? Because I'm not afraid. Maybe a little nervous, but I'm not afraid, though. We shouldn't be afraid, though, right?
Absolutely not. No, there's nothing to be afraid about. Today, we actually have a little bit of a breeze, so we're going to rock around just a little bit, but that's completely normal, and I personally feel it adds a little bit of excitement to the flight.
So we need to do that. You need to be a part of this. Come on out to Prairie and check it out. Indie's Music Channel, giving it to you right now. And, of course, we're going to ride up right now. Let's go. So this is the way we all should see the world. This is the way we should see our city, in a hot air balloon. This is like my second time getting on a hot air balloon. And, you know, the one thing that I never realized was how much wind really has a lot to do with this. Is that right? I mean, wind really has a lot to do with the basic essential to get up in the air. Is that right?
That's somewhat correct. This is actually a helium balloon, a gas balloon, and this balloon is actually tethered, so we're constantly fighting the wind because the balloon wants to go away. But the tether, or steel cable that can hold over 100,000 pounds, is keeping us right here, so we can go up and down and get as many guests up as we possibly can throughout the day.
Indianapolis is right over there. As you can see, it's kind of hazy. I don't know if you can see that, Indianapolis, but I tell you what, this is definitely the way to see Prairie and all the surrounding areas. Just a beautiful area and just a wonderful time to enjoy with your family. Please come on out to Prairie. Don't exclude yourself from this experience right here. As we're riding up about, what would you say, about 300? How high would you usually go?
Our maximum ride height is 387 feet, but today we're going to cut it just a little bit short because the wind's up there a little too fast, so we're going to go to about 300 feet. The view is exactly the same, and you're going to really enjoy it.
How high have you been? Like, what's the highest you've ever been on, like, not on this balloon, but an untethered balloon? When
I fly hot air balloons, the highest I've ever been was about 9,200 feet. I'd like to go up a little bit higher. I just haven't had a need to go up any higher.
You got to come out to Prairie and experience this for yourself, because this is definitely a magnificent view, very peaceful, and you know what? Your family will always remember the view of being up here in a hot air balloon, especially how they did it back in the day. Prairie, this is the place to be. Indie's Music Channel giving it to you right here. We're now starting to land. It's a little rocky, but it's a lot of fun. You got to come by Prairie. I'm telling you, if you've not experienced this, you're definitely missing out. And my man, BJ, gave us a great ride. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it, man. And, of course, you need to come out to the Prairie, check out the history here, check out all the interactive events that are happening here, and make sure you get on this ride. And make sure you get here for the glorious 4th. It's all happening here. Prairie with Indie's Music Channel.